All right. Good to see you. Good to see everybody.
Hey, everybody.
So, you're at Ledger. Ledger has been the longest-standing hardware wallet to ever support Solana. I've been around the Solana project for a very long time, and Ledger has supported through your hardware wallet for self-custody of Sol users actually longer than the entire Solana network has been around. You guys had Solana support before the mainnet launched. Curious if you could kind of share a little bit about where you see Ledger's role, and always, of course, appreciating all your support for Solana throughout all this time.
Yeah, I mean, we are super proud to support Solana, and we always have been. The way that Ledger works is it's an operating system and an open development environment on top of secure hardware. And so that's how we can get to this great support early, like we did with Solana. We're a very early supporter of Solana, early in staking. It took us longer to get SPL and token support, but it's there. Not only is it there in the retail product, but it's there on the enterprise side. So we really want to support the entire Solana ecosystem, both retail and enterprise, and security all the way through, right? So that when you make a transaction, you are approving on a secure screen. We know that self-custody is important. There have been multiple incidents in our world where we've really felt the importance of security and self-custody, and that's what we try to do, is to just make it super easy to use, but keep you secure.
Right, and I think something that always want to make sure is understood, right? Like self-custody is, I think, the cornerstone ability of crypto, right? If you don't have self-custody, why do we have blockchains at all?
Yeah.
Right, and obviously there's all sorts of solutions that people are finding in the middle ground, but this is, from my perspective, like it's the absolute cornerstone of individual ownership for internet capital markets, for digital property, to protect property rights, that one must have the ability to self-custody, to hold your assets directly. And that's why it's so important when we talk about security and with hardware products like Ledger, that people are able to do this in a way that is safe and convenient and apparent to them what they're doing. So one of the things we've been talking about, as you mentioned, is clear signing, making sure that users understand, well, I've got my private keys on my Ledger. What can I actually, what is the transaction that I'm signing, right? What can I do? So maybe can you speak a little bit about sort of what that's looking like these days in Solana or perhaps other ecosystems, just to make sure that everybody knows.
Yeah, so I mean, what we always like to make people get their head around is, if not self-custody, why crypto, right? I mean, we're building the future of finance, and I think for everyone needs to really think about that question. If not self-custody, then what is different in what we're doing? There is a new invention here, right? The new invention is digital private property. The internet was this revolution of information, and we have a revolution of value that's going on, this once in humanity digitization of all value that everyone here is building on and is at the heart of. But if that's the case, then then security is paramount. If you have digital private property that you could lose, and lose pretty easily, lose in a snap, then security is really paramount. And what do you need to be secure? Well, you have to have your private key generated by and stored in a secure element. The cryptographic transaction that you're making has to happen in that secure element, not in some insecure piece of hardware. And you need to be able to visualize that transaction on the secure screen. So this is a Ledger Flex. These are Ledger Stacks, and what the magic trick is that this screen, this touch screen, is actually powered by basically the same chip that's in your credit card. So when you're touching this screen, you are interacting with a secure chip, not a chip that was built for performance, but a chip that was built for security. And then comes clear signing, because you need to be able to, you can't just be looking at hexadecimal. The last step in the transaction can't be YOLO, I think I know what I'm doing. It's got to be, no, I know what I'm doing. I can visualize it on a secure screen. So that's why everything you do inside of Ledger Live with Solana, whether that's sending or staking or the swap, we have you can swap SPL or tokens inside of Ledger Live from self-custody to self-custody, 100% securely with clear signing all the way through, and that is crucial.
Awesome. Yeah, that security all the way down the stack and clear signing is just, it's existentially important to the technology that we're building, the ecosystem that we're building, and the community that supports it. So speaking of community, I know you had something that you wanted to share with our Solana community here.
Yeah, are you guys ready? We have a little something to share with you first. First time we'll share with anybody.
Let's make some noise.
All right, we set up a little video. Well, let's show it that way. Could you please run the video? There you go, guys. This is the Solana edition Ledger Flex. So Ledger Flex is the device that we introduced last summer. It's our newest touchscreen device. So this is the secure touchscreen that I was talking about a moment ago. And we did what is basically a Solana colorway for you, but it comes with a soulbound token. And it's really meant for the community. So we have 3 windows of buying that are for Solana holders only. We're starting with Saga, Seeker, and Super Team members are going to get the first crack at it with $70 in Solana as a rebate. And then we have a window coming with other partners. Then we'll go to the whole Solana community before we go to the general public. I think for us, what we love about Solana is, I mean, the community is extraordinary. I went to Breakpoint last year and was just blown away by the focus on user experience and the focus on community. And for us at Ledger, that's what we focus on as well. Like, our job is to bring security and self-custody to people with user experience. We're always just trying to make it easier to use without ever compromising on security and self-custody. There are lots of people that are willing to compromise on security, self-custody, or both. They usually say onboarding the masses somewhere in that, but we know where it leads every time. So we try to do it without doing that. So we have these at the Ledger booth over here, and this will be the first time anyone will be able to have them. And also with the best price and the best bundle, they come with a really cool folio that you'll be able to get. So we hope you enjoy it. It's for the community. Thank you very much. And help us give back to the people who have the Soulbound token, please. If you have an idea of what we could be doing with the community with these Soulbound tokens, we'd love to talk to you today.
Yeah. Thank you, Ian. That's awesome. And I think maybe we can just touch a little bit more on this sort of Soulbound token thing, because it might be a newer concept for some folks. So this is a token that can be redeemed that is uniquely tied to a particular purchase or activity or device, right? So if I go and I purchase a Solana version Ledger Flex, I can get this token, airdropped or moved into my wallet, whether it's the Ledger wallet or specifically to the Ledger wallet, right? No other wallet.
When you claim it,
yes.
it goes to the wallet that you claim it with.
Right, and that token will never move, right? It's not allowed to be moved. And so that is my permanent proof of ownership of the device, at least on the wallet. But most importantly, as I think you said, it's like proof that I'm an early supporter, I'm an early adopter, I'm a member of this community that really cares, right? And these are the kind of users that consumer products like die for, right? These are your super users, your diehards, your brand ambassadors. And we've seen with the early Solana mobile phone, the Saga that came out a year or two ago, right? The Soulbound token that allowed airdrops and all sorts of really interesting on-chain behaviors that came organically from the community, not from the mobile team, right? They just said, here's your token because you're an early adopter and we love you. And people just mobilized a ton of projects around that. So,
yeah, look, I spent 20 years in the music business, and having that direct connection with customers is magic, right? And the Ledger customers are a particular group, right? We have, in the world of crypto, we've sold 7.5 million Ledger devices. to probably somewhere on the order of 5 million people, and we protect about 20% of the total market cap of crypto. So these are the 5 million people that have 20% of the market cap. So if you're an application in the Solana community, and just like as you're saying with Seeker and Saga, those people are yes, it's proof of ownership, it's proof of purchase, it's also proof of early adoption.
Yes.
As you said, and those are really valuable customers, and so yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing what the overall community does. It gives us a way to be really directly, directly interact with the Solana community. We've done that a lot in the past, even hosting super team events at our headquarters. So but this gives us an on-chain way to be tied to that community, and for us to be able to work with partners to give rewards to people who store their Solana with Ledger, and we're protect their Solana with Ledger. So yeah, we love it. We love this mechanic. I mean, first of all, I love the design.
Yeah.
But it's great to have that soulbound token to build the direct connection with the customer.
Yeah. That's incredible. And yeah, just like so many things in real world and in crypto, community is everything. And it's just so exciting to see with Ledger and soulbound tokens and so many of these type of projects that are experimenting and exploring with new ways of building community and connecting with your community around whatever thing that you find important. In this case, self-custody, probably the most important aspect in all of crypto. And so yeah, it's just really incredible to see. So
I mean, I would say congratulations to you guys and to everyone in the Solana community. It's just been incredible to watch. I mean, you guys put on a show that looks like a consumer show to me, and I just think it's incredible. You guys are focused on user experience. You're focused on real world applications of this new invention. So this is our way of participating and showing our appreciation. So
amazing.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the launch. Go check out the Ledger team at their product booth.
I'll see you at the Ledger booth, guys.
And thank you all very much.
Thanks, Sam.
Cheers.